winter is coming. It's absolutely freezing today, but I'm happy to report that I am feeling quite a bit better, and that's good because the news is piling up. And my mods have actually been informing me that you can now do full body tracking on the Quest kind of standalone, using a webcam or Kinect and just multiple other methods. That is not what this video is going to be about. Today's one is just going to be a recap of the last few days of XR news. So how's it going, everyone? I'm Mysticle, and let's get right into the video. Okay, so beginning today's video, it's going to be a little bit different because today we have a ton of software content to talk about. Whether it's apps or games, there's a ton of new titles coming our way for the holiday season. So let's begin with Compound, which arrives on Quest as a dev teases new platforms. Retro-style VR shooter Compound is out today on the Meta Quest as its lone developer readies for the future. Compound was first released into early access in 2018 on Steam, and updates from the developer brought it all the way through full release in 2022. It carries an overwhelmingly positive rating of more than 1,500 reviews on Steam. With its colorful art style and 90s inspirations, part of the appeal for a supportive fan base built over the course of development. It's now available on the Quest 2 and Quest Pro. Compound is now being discovered by players in standalone VR. So, in case that's something you're interested in, the game does seem to have an overly positive rating and quite an engaging fan base, as there's a ton of people there that have been with the game throughout development. In case you're interested in checking it out, check out links down below. Next game, we finally have Quest 2 Ghostbusters gameplay. So Ghostbusters is something we had teased for a little while now. However, we didn't have actual gameplay from inside the headset just yet, mostly just some cinematic stuff. But now we get our first look at Ghostbusters, the Rise of the Ghost Lord gameplay on the Quest 2, with the trailer that debuted during the Game Awards, which I actually stayed up for. Well, most of it at least, and then I had to fall asleep because it was like 3 a.m. The trailer starts off with some footage of players suiting up and putting on Quest 2 headsets, before intercutting between the players and some in-game co-op footage. The gameplay shows players going up against various ghosts and monsters from the franchise, working together to set traps and blast them with proton packs, alongside a peek at the spooky new titular villain, the Ghost Lord. So this is a game that a lot of people are very excited for and are awaiting, with, Ghostbusters being a series that I think a lot of people enjoyed back in the day, and a lot of people just overall know about it. So it's one that I'm awaiting, and it's one that I definitely will be trying out when it's released. The footage, however, does come with a disclaimer, stating that this is alpha gameplay, but nonetheless, it's captured in engine, unlike the first cinematic teaser, which was released in April. The game clearly isn't going for a realistic art style, instead adopting a more cartoon-inspired cel-shaded look, which fits the playful tone of the franchise quite well. So if that's something you're awaiting, you get your first trailer and first look right now, which is quite exciting. Let's move on to the next game. Wow, my voice, it's changing tones. It's like I'm getting voice cracks mid-word. It's so funny. Behemoth, a game that was actually announced during Meta Connect a while ago, now gets its first cinematic trailer also during the Game Awards. We got an extended look at Behemoth, Skydance's interactive new VR action RPG during the Game Awards of 2022. Best known for The Walking Dead, Saints and Sinners, and its sequel, Chapter 2 Retribution, Skydance Interactive first revealed Behemoth for the Quest 2 during Meta's annual Connect conference. While that was a brief teaser, Behemoth's new cinematic trailer debuted during GeoOff Keilig's awards ceremony, now confirmed for both PSVR2 and PCVR as well. So, in case that's something you're interested in, Behemoth arrives in late 2023 on the Quest 2, PSVR2, and PCVR. It's unfortunate that for a lot of these titles, we will have to wait a while. A lot of them are slated to arrive in late or during 2023, but hey, look, great titles take time. And I am one of those people that are a firm believer of the fact that if you want a game to look good, not crash at launch, and not look like crap, you need to give the developers time. So as long as the title is going to be good during release, and I have something to be excited for, I'm more than happy to wait. I know a lot of people don't want to be waiting any longer because we've been missing some of these larger titles for a while now, but it is something that I am willing to wait for. Let me know if it's something you're willing to wait for down below, or whether you think we've waited long enough for a large title to come out for VR. I'm still waiting for something that will pick VR up once again, just kind of like Half-Life Alyx did. It was the title that sold a bunch of headsets for a very long time. I'm awaiting that once again. Attack on Titan VR is coming. Yeah, another title that a lot of people know about. I myself never actually watched it, but even though I didn't watch it, I know exactly what it is. So Attack on Titan VR Unbreakable arrives in summer of 2023 for the Quest 2. Based on the popular manga series announced during Upload VR 2022's Winter Showcase, Unbreakable is in development at Unnerves, it might be Unnerves, who previously brought us Be the Hero and Little Witch Academia VR Broom Racing. Revealed today during a teaser trailer, there is no gameplay footage just yet, but you can see the full trailer going above me right now. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, Attack on Titan follows the story of Eren Jaeger, who witnesses his mother's death by the Titans. Seeking vengeance, he joins the Survey Corps to fight the Titans. While it's unclear how Unbreakable fits into Attack on Titan's universe, Unverse, or UniVRs, released this outline. And of course, in case you guys are interested in the full article, I'm going to leave a link for it down below. Now, let's move on to some PSVR2 news. Since the PSVR2 headset you can actually pre-order right now without being invited to spend your money, which I still think was quite funny. Yes, the PlayStation VR 2 can now be pre-ordered without an invitation. As spotted by The Verge, anyone with a PlayStation account can now pre-order the PSVR 2 from PlayStation Direct. Pre-orders invitations originally started going out just 3 weeks ago, but the new uninvited pre-orders are getting the exact same shipping estimate of February 22nd to February 28th. Does this suggest demand is lower than Sony expected? I'm not sure, but to be fair, that's the first thing that came to my mind. Pre-order invitations started not that long ago, and now all of a sudden you don't need to be invited anymore? Well, that definitely shows me that maybe not as many people as Sony originally thought are getting the PSVR 2. Don't get me wrong, it's a very exciting device, and a very cool device, but the fact that you also need a PlayStation 5 to run it is definitely not making it as cheap as the Quest 2. And while it is better, don't get me wrong, like definitely visual-wise it's going to be better, a lot of people don't really care how much better it is if it's going to cost you that much. But let me know your opinions down below. Is the PlayStation VR 2 something you've pre-ordered, or is the fact that you need a PlayStation 5 to go with it making you steer in another direction? But we're going to continue talking about the PlayStation VR 2 for a little bit, as we have some games and news in regards to that as well. With Horizon Call of the Mountain supposedly releasing February 22nd for the PSVR 2. Horizon Zero Dawn was actually a fantastic game that I got to play on PC. It was one of the last games that I played on PC, on like a flat screen, that blew me away graphics-wise. The news isn't exactly a surprise. The game is already being sold in a pre-order bundle with the PSVR 2 headset, so it was practically a given that it would launch somewhere around that time. But Sony had yet to confirm the official release date for the game until now. The announcement came during the pre-show of the Game Awards, so in case that's a game you're excited for, which I am, even though I don't have the PSVR 2 or a PlayStation 5, you will be able to try it out very, very soon. In fact, I am still thinking of getting the PSVR 2 and the PlayStation 5. It's a lot of money, but after I get the new studio in January, hopefully it will give me a lot more space to play around with, and then I'll be able to expand a little bit, as I do want to be trying out these amazing titles on the PlayStation VR 2. And as a final on here, both Moss games are also coming to PlayStation VR. In case you don't know what Moss is, it's a storytelling game where you get to help out a mouse go through a platformer. Definitely reminds me quite a bit of Lucky's Tale, which was one of the first games I ever played on the Oculus Rift CV1. So even that is kind of bringing back a bit of nostalgia for me. Moss and Moss Book 2, the fantasy adventure duology from Polyarch, are both arriving on the PSVR 2 as launch titles next year. And while a lot of people might just look at the game and think, oh, that's too simple or something like that, I actually really enjoyed it, and I would recommend you try it out, even if it's something you might be remotely interested in. And yeah, that is where we are going to end today's video. I apologize if my voice still sounds a little bit different or nasally or anything like that. The cold doesn't go away in 3 days, but I am slowly coming back to myself, and I am really hoping to get those videos out for you guys on full body tracking using a webcam and Connect, and a bunch of other much cheaper methods so that you don't have to build or buy slime trackers in case that's something that might be a little bit too expensive for you. Most people have a webcam around or an old Connect or something like that, so it's going to be quite interesting to get more people into full body tracking once again. However, you know, I don't want to be spamming the channel with full body tracking videos, even though it is a really cool series that we have and a lot of people are quite enjoying it. But yeah, if you guys like this one, please do leave a like. If you disliked it, I guess this button works too, but let me know why down in the comment section below. If you guys are not yet part of our community, check out our Discord and check out our Reddit, where I want to see you posting your spicy memes. Thank you so much to all the Patreons supporting this channel. You guys help me out a ton, paying my bills, paying my subscriptions, and helping me make these videos better. And as usual, if you guys want to be notified about future content coming up on the channel, make sure to smack the subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell, and see you again in the next video. Peace.